Paddy Power are offering money back as a free bet if the horse you back finishes second, third or fourth to the SP favourite in at least 2 races every day this month. Max £25 per race. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
What an amazing weekend lies in store. It's the Racing Post Weekend Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington. I'm delighted to be joined by James Hill here in the studio, and over in Ireland, back from his Southern Hemisphere adventure, David Jennings, and we've also got Tom Nugent from Paddy Power. So it's Bet Victor Gold Cup Day. It's 4 incredible races from Cheltenham on Saturday. We've got 2 at Lingfield featuring Magical Memory, no less. But basically, it's a weekend full of riches. Great stuff on Saturday, and on Sunday we've got the 3rd day of the open meeting at Cheltenham. We've got a live ITV race at Fontwell and an absolutely absorbing cracker of a Morgiana hurdle over in Punchestown, which features the return of Forheen. So there's so much to get stuck into. Hopefully the boys are chock full of winners. We've also got the competition result. We will start though with Cheltenham on Saturday. 150, the big race there. It's the betvictor.com handicap chase. Sorry, no, it's not 150. We'll start with the 225, which is the big race, the Bet Victor Gold Cup. I mean, no wonder these trainers get confused. I can't even find them. Poor old Malcolm Jefferson with Cloudy Dream. Absolutely. So we'll start then with the big race today, 225, the Bet Victor Gold Cup handicap chase. We've got 18 runners. Tom Nugent, how do Paddy Power bet on this one?
Yeah, Kylemore Lock is our 6-1 favourite at the moment. Le Presien is next in at 7s alongside Tully. Starkitect is 8-1. Foxtail Hill 9s alongside Romain de Sanam. Ballyalton is 10s and it's 14-1 bar.
Going to be some race, James. Start off. Give us a winner to begin with.
It's going to be a thriller. I'm going to go for Foxtail Hill. He's a key horse in the race. He's going to make it a real strong test, I would say. Take a lot of horses out of their comfort zone. Perhaps Tully East will be one of them. He's been put up £7 for his victory over 2 miles at the October meeting over the course last time. But he's going to have a few pounds, £3 taken off by Jamie Bargary, who's won on him before. Loves Cheltenham, jumps brilliantly, very game. I think it's going to be run at a real fast pace, and he's going to be tough to pass.
What do you think the going's likely to be? It's good to soft at the moment, isn't it? But there is a bit of rain forecast, I think, isn't there?
Rain forecast. The one I looked at initially said it was going to come in the morning. It might come a bit later in the afternoon. So with this race going off at 225, might still favour the horses who prefer a bit of top of the ground rather than horses who prefer soft.
The trouble is, of course, we've sat in this studio week after week and speculated on the weather, and the forecasts have put us all away. Yeah. So as things stand, you're going to go with Twister and Foxtail Hill. David Jennings, welcome back. How was Australia?
Ah, magic, Bruce. Absolutely magic. Had a ball. Glad to get home. When you see racing like this, you kind of quickly forget about the sun and all that Australia has to offer. But Melbourne is magic.
Jolly good. So who's going to win then, the Bet Victor?
I absolutely hate myself for saying this, and he was the one horse I really didn't want to fancy because I detest the horse. But my strongest fancy is Le Presien. I know James fancies Foxtail Hill, and I can see his point as well, but I think that form will be reversed. Like, Paul Nicholls won this with Cad de Burleigh a couple of years ago. This is a far better horse than Cad de Burleigh. I know his form over further than 2 miles suggests that he doesn't want further than 2 miles, but I think he's crying out for it. I really do. His form really does stack up, like second to York Hill in a Grade 1 novice hurdle at Aintree. He split Charbel and Top Notch on his first start over fences. He beat Lammy Surge, who's now a Grade 1 winning hurdler at Exeter over fences. And that run behind Foxtail Hill, I really liked it. I know he's gone up £6, but
what do you hate about him then? Did he bite you once or something?
No, he's just not a likeable type of horse. He's kind of threatened to be a proper Grade 1 horse, both over hurdles and over fences, and he never quite delivers. Like, he was backed into 7-2 for the Grand Annual, and he travelled really well that day, and turning for home, you probably think, you know what, he's going to win. And then he just didn't really go through with it. But my theory is that he's just lacking that instant acceleration over 2 miles. And he was very disappointing at Punchestown, but it was at the end of a long, hard season. I think the trip is going to suit. And I think in a poor renewal of the race, he's a touch of class. And if he was backed into 7-2 favourite to win the Grand Annual off 146, he could still be.
OK. David, nice blissful silence there, but we get the message. Le Parisien there. Tom Nugent, who do you fancy for this one?
I thought Romain de Saint-Anne was very good at Chepstow the last day. He was keen early on, but still got the job done. Now he's rated 133 there, went up to 139 and 1 under penalty in Stratford, and he's now rated 145. I think he still has more to offer. I think they need to go a bit of a clip early on just to get his head down, get him settled. But he's bang fit, and I think he'll have a great chance. He's a mover with us as well, 11-1 into 9s.
Righty-ho, the 150 then is the BetVictor.com handicap chase. Tons of runners, tons of possibilities. What's the latest betting, please, Tom?
Three Faces West is now our 130 favourite. Manila Rocco is next in at 9-2. Premier Bond is 5s. Doing Fine is 6-1. Vicente 8-1 alongside Shotgun Paddy, and that's 10s bar.
Okay, James. There's for each way punters here. This card could be absolutely perfect because you've got the 4 TV race. You've got a 9 runner, an 18 runner, a 9, and then a 17. So we've just got to hope that the trainers stand their ground and they all run.
They're known runners. Yes.
Well, quite. So who do you like here then, James?
Well, I think we could see a bit of a feat here, Bruce. Manila Rocco, the Gold Cup second, is rated in the mid-160s. I mean, that's the sort of thing Denman used to do. It takes some doing. But, I mean, I think he's a sort of horse that could do it. I don't think, actually, that this race can be really hot sometimes. I don't think it actually is this year. I think 4 of them are out of the handicap. Half the field are age 9 or older, so they're not that many improving types. He ran in this race last year. He finished third, admittedly off £10 lower, but he's had a run this time, so he should strip fitter, and we know he loves Cheltenham.
So Manila Rocco then. David, are you back?
I'm back, yeah. I don't know what happened there, and I was just about to mention my guilty pleasure, that is Aqua Dude, and it got cut off, so maybe that's a sign.
Well, is there anything you really want to say about Aqua Dude or not really?
No, people will know all through last year I said this horse is going to win a big race, this horse is going to win a big race, this is Williams' best horse, and just if he is to win a big handicap or go well in a big handicap, I do think it will be a race like the Bet Victor.
I thought we'd given up on him, mate.
No, we had, and then he started winning.
Okay, well, yeah, always the way.
I think he'll run well. I just think he's lacking the class to win a race like this, but he's a good horse.
Okay, 150, David. 150, David, or we'll get them to pull the plug on you again. You didn't notice that, did you? Who's going to win the 150?
The funny thing here, Bruce, is I don't have a lot to say on this. The only thing I will say is I don't fancy Manila Rocco because I just wonder is he going to be trained with the Grand National in mind, and all through the season they're just going to have one eye on his handicap mark. 3 Faces West. If you fancy this horse, he's very claustrophobic, doesn't like to be in or around horses, so it's a good sign that there's only 9 runners. I was really worried for him if there's going to be 20 or maybe 18, but if he does get his own way out in front and isn't hassled, he'll take a lot of beating. The rest of them all have ifs and buts about them. It'd be a no-bet race for me, Bruce.
Tom?
Not a massive opinion. I'd be slightly concerned about 3 Faces West needing a run. I'd agree with David to the point that Manila Rocco might have other targets in mind. If I had to have a bet, Doing Fine is hard fit, but he's out of the handicap. Wouldn't have a massive opinion on the race, to be honest.
And the 3 o'clock at Cheltenham, 3 mile, 1.5 furlongs. It's the Regulatory Finance Solutions Handicap Hurdle. Take it away with a show for us, Tom.
Yeah, Thomas Campbell is our 9-4 favourite. Rocky's Treasure is next in at 9-2. Del Arca is in there at 5-1. KK Lexion next in at 6s. Anteros is 7-1. Salantenif at 10-1 as 12-1 bar.
Del Arca was impressive last time. James, do you think you can follow up?
I'd be surprised, really. I mean, I don't think he's ever won off a mark this high before. He used to be a good horse in his younger days, won the Great Wood, so he does have ability. But I prefer a more younger progressive type in this sort of race, and that is Thomas Campbell, who won at the October meeting last time in the Potemps qualifier. He's gone up £10 for that, which is quite a lot, but he's going to have James Byrne, I think, taking £7 off him. And he's a real good young jockey. I think it was Richard Hughes in the summer said, this is going to be a real talent for the future. So he's worth his 7. And providing there isn't too much rain, because he does like top of the ground, I think he can follow up on his
9-4 though.
It's a bit short, but I mean, I do fancy him, providing it stays dry. I just looking at the rest of the field, I don't think there's that much quality in there.
Righto, DJ, what do you like here?
Oh, this 9-4 is a price, Bruce. This is a good thing. Everything stacks up with him. The step up and trip. His Cheltenham form is really good as well. He was very impressive last time, obviously, at Cheltenham. And in the Martin Pipe, if you remember, he finished 5th. He was only beaten just over 4 lengths, and he was a bit unlucky because he had to be switched at a crucial stage, and Ed Curtis rode him that day. He's gone up to 148, but he is unexposed 5-year-old going up in trip with James Bowen taking off £7. This will go off about 5-4, I'd say.
Will it? Blimey. Okay.
I think so, yeah. I think they'll hammer it.
Tom, what do you think? 3 votes for the Fav?
I thought KK Lexion was a horse that I thought would go on to kind of bigger and better things when he won in Wincanton last January, but he hasn't quite fired the last twice. And now he showed a little bit of sparkle in Cheltenham there last month when he made his reappearance. I think at 6-1 he might be a bet. Heskin is back on board. I think he might go well. Okay,
and the other televised heat on ITV4 on Saturday is the 3:30. It's the Martin & Co Jewellers intermediate handicap hurdle over 2 mile 5. 17 runners. Hopefully they'll all stand their ground and we'll get full each way betting and another competitive affair. Tom, what's the latest betting from Paddy Power?
Diablo de Savola is our 11-2 favourite at the moment. Coup de Pinico 6-1. Next in, Red Indian 13-2. The Mighty Don is the big mover at 15-2. There was money for him early doors. 20s first show, now 15-2. Stamp Your Feet is alongside at 15-2. Poker Play and Vivas are 12-1 and 14-1 bar.
And we'll stick with you, Tom, for the tip.
Yeah, well, the Mighty Don was the big red flag for us at first show at 20s all the way in there to 15-2 now. The one I would take a chance on, though, each way is Mischievous Max for Joseph O'Brien. He's been banging on the door late, second the last twice both runs in Galway. And JJ11 is basically a free £3 as well. So an each way bet on Mischievous Max for me.
What do you reckon, DJ?
Oh, I think I've had one here, Bruce. I think I found one. I really do. Poker Play, trained by David Pipe. If you remember, if you can remember this far back to 2010, a grey horse that we knew very little about won this as a 5-year-old. It turned out to be Grand Cru. It's a race that David Pipe targets. He's had a lot of placed horses as well over the last decade, and that he does target this race. And I think Poker Play could be chucked in off 131. There's not much to base a claim like that on, only for the fact that if you go back to the Fred Winter, he was strongly fancied that day. I think he went off about 12 or 14-1. He made an early mistake and he was hampered at a crucial stage, but he was well backed. And if you go back to his French form, he was second to none other than Charlie Parks early on in his career and could have beaten Charlie Parks that day. David Pipe, talking about him in a stable tour, said he's crying out for a trip and that he's been aimed at this meeting. He's 12-1 now. I would be shocked if he went off 12-1. I think he could go off favourite and I think he'll win.
James, what's your fancy?
Well, I think it's hugely competitive. I'm going to go for Stamp Your Feet. Second at Aintree last time. He's been running in better company this autumn, so he's taking a drop in grade here. Tough, consistent hurdler. His Aintree form got a boost earlier in the week. The horse he beat in Bag's Groove won at Kempton. So, I mean, he has gone up £5 for that, but he does seem to be progressing. This is a drop in grade, and I think he's probably one of the more solid ones in the race. Lightish weight, I think he'll go well each way.
OK, away from the glare of the ITV4 cameras, what else do we fancy? We've got to look at the JCB Triumph trial at 12:40. Obviously, Deffy won that last year. And I guess the stable will have high hopes here with Gamble, won't they, James?
Yeah, no, he was impressive at Chepstow. They've got obviously a very good record with these 4-year-olds of stables. So he'll be the one to focus on. And if he can follow up on his Chepstow form, I think he'll take the beating.
It'll be as short as you like, won't it? Yeah. OK, let's do the competition result. Well done to Joe Thompson-Jones from Cheshire, who answered Monday's question correctly. There'll be another chance to win a free £25 or €25 bet, courtesy of our sponsors Paddy Power, in Monday's Postcast.